All right, Coach. U.S. Bank Stadium holds just under 70,000 spectators, and they've come out in full force for this one. A fantastic atmosphere here in Minneapolis. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the Minnesota Vikings. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go!
On first down, it's Watson. And incomplete to open things up. Nigel Bradham, the linebacker, right there on the coverage.
There are a good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. Screen play, Johnson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. Tackle made by Eric Kendricks.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Watson. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. A shotgun snap for Watson. He finds his target, Fuller. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. Give him 6 yards in the first down. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Back to throw, Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in this paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? They'll run for the first time with Johnson. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
At the Vikings' 31-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
No time now.
They'll run it with Johnson. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Break this set. 19. 54 Mike. Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
They'll run on first down. Ingram, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 12 at the 28-yard line.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Kill, kill, kill.
They run from the pistol with Ingram. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Keep it up, guys.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. It's complete to Fuller. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 12-yard line. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. I don't think you got it, son. Clap. That's 24. Check.
The first down carry here for Johnson. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Anthony Barr in on the tackle. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
19. 54 Mike. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. 31.
Throwing on 2nd down, Watson. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
A gain of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
We're set. 19. 54. 54. Gotta do better. Come on, QB. Come on. Let's go.
Here's Watson. Underneath for Johnson. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be 4th down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Well, they didn't get in the end zone, but pretty good balance there on the opening drive between the run and the pass.
Yeah, I think that was probably what they wanted to get accomplished right out of the gate. Throw the ball with success, run it, of course, to set the tone. So who saw the offensive coordinator's play sheet? Probably wrote himself a little note. Exactly what we wanted to do. Probed it early and got it done.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Let's bring it. Check 9, check 9. Lucky 48.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Throwing is Cousins. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. And he'll take it to the 43-yard line. They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
This is complete. Cousins to Treadwell. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Cousins gives way to Cook, and he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a 1st.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, "Are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the 1st down." They love being physical.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Check X3. 218, chop.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. It's caught. Smith. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. A gain of 6 there on 1st. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now a run with Cook. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Cousins. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 32-yard line.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, We see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he's going to take this one down to the 25. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Wide. Check three.
Now Cousins. That's going to be caught. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That one goes for 24 yards. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
They'll run for it with Cook, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Texans take their first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. It's a gain of 35.
I don't think we'll ever get enough of watching one-handed catches, and when they pay off, they are spectacular. But how about the times they don't pay off and coaches go, two hands still works.
I know, but they go for them so often now that I'm almost starting to take them for granted.
Yeah, that's unbelievable, isn't it? Because these are sensational type plays.
Especially that one with the defender right there. On first down, it's Johnson. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
From the 38, Watson, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sheldon Rankins abruptly ends that play with a sack.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
Watson into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. A quick throw taken in by Diggs. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
On second down, it's Cook, and he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. Check, roll. Check, hot.
Cousins now to throw on first down. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Throwing, Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 35.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains, and really it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised if they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And not much running room. Down to the 32. A gain of 3, second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Cousins to throw it. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. J.J. Watt make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
Jim. Hey, alert 3.
3rd and long for Cousins. And that will be incomplete. On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on to punt. DeAndre Carter's deep for the Texans. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive.
Touchdown, Houston. Kenny Stills An 80-yard touchdown. And the Texans have retaken the lead. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and the lead is now 10-7. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
2nd and 8 at the 25-yard line.
Tighten up. Pull it together.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Cousins. He's going to look deep for more. He's got a man complete. That goes for a gain of 31.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. So the ref takes a peek here, wants to see if the receiver had possession and both feet inbounds.
If this were a college game, this would be a legal catch. It's the second foot that they're looking at to make sure it gets down. You have to have 2 inbounds in the NFL.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, man?
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And he finds Cook. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a first down.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. To throw, Cousins. And this one complete to Smith. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. They'll throw again. Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Again, it's Cousins. It's caught by Treadwell. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings.
That's another Vikings first down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Hey, behind! Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come out here. Come get some. He don't want it. Hey, can. Shit. Mike, 50.
A 1st down throw for Cousins. And this is Cook with a grab. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a 1st down.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a 1st down.
And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That one a 1st down pickup of 8. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. On 3rd down, Cousins. This is caught. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the 1st half. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. Final play of the half, Cousins. And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. J.J. Watt in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
He's coming. Double up, double up.
Cousins. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, and it's 3rd down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Check 26, check 26.
From the gun, here's Cousins. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. I'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
12 yards on the return that time, and the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
54, Mike. Check, check. Watch 56.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack by big number 98, Linval Joseph. So they come out of the locker room trailing, but plays like that, they won't be trailing much longer. Defense really starting out well this second half.
Yeah, they knew they had to jumpstart things a little bit. They really struggled in the first half trying to slow them down, but now they had a plan, made that adjustment that we always talk about, and it worked very well on that play.
He's mine, he's mine, he's mine. 54.
To try again after the sack. Watson, and the pressure gets to him again. Danielle Hunter has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
Eluding, and he's going to go down again. Danielle Hunter in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. On the return, it's White. Now a hit and a loose football.
It's been a struggle all game for them on offense. This was a chance to maybe provide a little bit of a spark with a punt return. Unfortunately, that spark got doused.
Yeah, and you call special teams the 3rd phase, but you see here it can be the 1st phase sometimes.
That is so true, right? It can ignite it one way or the other, and boy, that didn't help them at all.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at the 34. Cousins. He'll dump this off to Cook. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll be second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Throwing is Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. J.J. Watt has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. Cousins from the gun on 3rd. And he's got his target. That's Moore. Past the 20. 10. Touchdown, Vikings. Jamon Moore. His first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have once again taken the lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Fielded about a yard deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
At the 28-yard line.
Set. 19. Right there in the middle. 55. Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run. 24. Check. And go.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Watson. And his throw here's incomplete. There to knock that one away defensively, Eric Kendricks.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, here's Watson. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the... got his man, complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Might want to remember that 3rd down play, 37 yards. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Out of the gun, Watson. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. There to knock that one away defensively, Eric Kendricks.
If you're a defender, one of the fun things about playing zone defenses, especially in today's football, is that it's not as static as it was in the good old days, meaning you just drop to a point and react into the football. Now you end up with a lot of man-to-man principles once you get into your zone defense. In other words, get to your assignment and then locate a guy coming into your area, and then you end up covering him almost man for man. That allows him to make more plays on the football like the one we just saw there.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Throwing again is Watson. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Sheldon Rankins able to record his 5th sack of the season.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
He can run for it, and he will. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or two short. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker at its fourth. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front seven? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The loss of 3 on that first down pass play, now 2nd and 13.
Mike, 55. Check, 55.
To throw is Cousins. That'll be complete to Cook. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Cousins now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll run on first down. Cook. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now Cousins over the middle, and it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Working out of the gun, Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down. They'll indeed go for it. It's Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th.
At the 45-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. So we come up here on 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine.
No gain on this defense, no gain.
Switch!
Switch your Omaha. You draw quarters.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This time it's 3rd and 3. Cousins to throw it. It's caught by Treadwell. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 28.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker. Cousins going to come up on a 1st and 10, and he's 6 of 7 now on this drive. Back to the ground, Cook. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. So the solid run on 1st, and I would imagine no real hurry to run that 2nd down play.
No, it's all in your quarterback now. He's going to keep an eye on the play clock and bleed things down, and he's not going to let the ball be snapped until it's inside 3 seconds left on the play clock. Unless, of course, you're playing a video game, you're trying to run it up on your friend.
Nice touch. Cold-blooded, too.
Watch the run, watch the run, watch the run. Yeah, shoot. Bang.
They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
Hey, 4 down.
On 1st down, it's Cook. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 14-yard line.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll try to run with Madison. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Alexander Madison, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it.
Texans 13. Matt Bosher is set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Watson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Running from the gun, Johnson. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. To throw on 2nd and 6. Watson into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Adrian Phillips. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Stills the intended target.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Here's Madison running on 1st down. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Shane Ray coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
3rd and long for Cousins. He's going to look deep down the field. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
After the interception, here's Watson. It's complete to Hopkins. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. To throw is Watson. From the gun, he'll throw. Johnson's got it complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. They'll run on 1st down. Johnson. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Eric Kendricks in on the tackle.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Watson, he's going to loft this one deep left sideline. This is caught inside the 15. Watson hitting Fuller with a big one. 51 yards. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
Now you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and then completions to use the clock.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. You better be afraid of me. 26.
On 1st and 10, Watson. It's complete to Fuller. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, his 6th touchdown of the season, as they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the 4th quarter. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
Pick it up. Check 24, check 24. Watch twist. 24. 26.
Here's Watson. And he's got it. The conversion good, and we are tied in the 4th. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done, get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They'll need to regroup after the costly interception last time. It led to a tying touchdown. 21-all is where we stand, and they've got it 1st and 10. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, partner, so much for the mismatch. How about the guy at the 2nd level, that big linebacker, able to run with the receiver and make a play on the football?
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Cousins now. And this is going to be intercepted. Vernon Hargraves with a pick. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. So that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
Now the pass hauled in by Kenny Stills. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Kenny Stills with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 12 yards there, 1st down Vikings. On 1st and 10, Cousins. Complete, Smith has it. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 12 yards there, 1st down Vikings.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. This is complete. Cousins to Treadwell. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down. Here's Cousins. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Cousins going to come up on a first and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. Here's Madison. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, second and 2.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
At the 15-yard line.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's second and 2. Going to run with Madison again. And he'll only get a yard to bring up third and 1.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's third and inches. They'll try to get it on the ground with Madison. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on first and goal. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. They'll try to run this one in. And he is unable to get in. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the fourth. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, third and goal. On third down, they run with Madison. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up fourth down. And he is across and in for the score. And now they can tie the game in the final stages with the extra point.
Or they can go for 2 and go for the win. Obviously, the excitement level here is almost at fever pitch. Down 1 is tempted to go for 2. I say you go ahead and kick the extra point. You got the home crowd. Carry it into overtime.
I'm with you. I do see some fans, though, holding up 2 fingers. Easy now.
Yeah, but they're not the ones who have to actually make that call, are they?
So right back to square one. Tied at 28 as he kicks it away.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
And just a couple of scenarios here to keep in mind. One, if you want to be really aggressive, you do throw the Hail Mary and see if you can get something downfield.
What would you do?
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
Let's see if they are in line with Charles Davis. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
Let's go. Let's do this.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams are...
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Zach Cunningham rolling in to get the sack.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. To throw, Cousins. It's caught, Smith. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 17 yards, first down, Vikings.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Tight end Irv Smith, the intended receiver. Third down.
Third down and 10.
To high. What are these?
Cut, cut, cut.
What's the 48?
Time up.
Flag.
To the air again, it's Cousins. That is caught by Thielen. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. With that catch, he goes over 100 yards receiving on the night.
First and 10.
So a first and 10 now in Houston territory at the 45-yard line. Going on the ground with Madison. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Another carry now for Madison. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
Let's go deep, tighten up. Let's go deep, tighten up.
Here's a give to Madison running right. Barkevius Mingo in that time on the tackle.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
At the 29-yard line.
Tight end right.
From the 29, Cousins. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
Watch
the slant, watch the slant. Shoot.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settle it, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Biggest play now in this opening drive of overtime. This is 3rd and goal. Running from the shotgun with Madison. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Give him a couple on the run there, and now they're in that in-between area here on 4th and goal. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
They're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now up to their defense to try and see if they can hold this one.
I like how you framed it up, because obviously this game is not over, right? They go down and kick a field goal, then we head to sudden death. But if the defense can hold, take the ball away, turn it over on downs, this game's over.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. A field goal would push it to sudden death. We just saw the field goal on the other end, but I don't think they are thinking field goal. At least not to start this drive. They're not thinking field goal.
Not at all, because your point is well taken. Yeah, kick the field goal, you push it to sudden death, but you're also kicking off and giving the other team the ball with a chance to kick a field goal and beat you. Get the touchdown, finish the game off. That has to be the mindset.
Now Watson, his first throw of OT. He's letting this one go for Fuller, and that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, but they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. A shotgun snap for Watson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. There to knock that one away defensively, Eric Kendricks.
Now let's go ahead and try and get into the body and the mind of the linebackers. Yeah, I know they're bigger and stronger than I ever was, but in this situation, they understood what was going on as much as the offensive guys, because the offensive guys are always taught, find the first down sticks and make the play. Well, on defense, what do you want to do? Guard the first down line. Make sure they don't get there and tackle them in front. They were able to drop in their zone coverage, figure out where the first down line was, and end up making the play, swatting it away so they couldn't get the completion.
And here's your ball game, down 3 in overtime, but they're going for this thing on 4th down. They will indeed snap it to Watson. He finds his target, Fuller. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That, the definition of a do-or-die play, but they keep this overtime session going with a first down. Anthony Harris on the tackle. Another timeout called by the Vikings now. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. 2nd and 9. Watson. And, if he could have just clutched that and fallen to the ground, it's an overtime victory. Instead, incomplete. They sort of got a new lease on life there. If he picks that off, this ball game's over.
I can hear it. I can hear it. I can hear it. My defensive backs coach at Tennessee, a lost opportunity is never regained. Used to drive him crazy when I dropped those potential interceptions, as that one was there.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Watson. He's got Fuller. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That, the definition of a do-or-die play, but they keep this overtime session going with a 1st down.
Set. 19. 54 Mike. Focus, defense, focus.
Watson looks to throw again. Throw right side complete to Carter. A pickup of 11.
First down, Texans.
Mike is set. 19. You ain't going nowhere.
The quick slant caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for the Texans, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And perhaps fortunately for them, they'll get an early bye next week and come back to action in Week 7.